Hello and welcome to Angela's Busy Bees Garden and Homestead. And guys, today I would like to share with you my harvest of the day, as well as take you out to the garden and let you see what my garden is looking like as of September 13th of 2021. And you'll notice that several of my beds I have gone on and cleaned out, that I will not be planting anything in until the spring. And so, of course, I'll be adding my kitchen vegetable and fruit scraps, eggshells, coffee grounds, chicken manure, some garden lime, all of that to the raised beds in preparation for spring of next year. But what I have before you here on the table is I have a saucer with some field peas. I have pulled up all of the black beans, and these are the black beans that I have shelled here on this plate. Here's some sage. I want to get those dried up and ready for when I make my turkey and dressing. And then also I love to use sage in making my gumbo. Over here on this tray, I have some okra, handful of green beans, a few green tomatoes and one ripe tomato, and all the rest of them here are peppers. And over on this tray, I have harvested some rosemary. And I absolutely love using rosemary on chicken, on pork chops, in making my herb bread. It's just really delicious, very flavorful. And here I have some oregano. And this is quite a harvest of oregano. And I will be placing my herbs in brown paper bags and placing them in the greenhouse to dry, and then I can store them away in my containers. But this is my harvest of the day, and then now I'll take you to the garden so you can see how everything's doing. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so we're now in this part of the garden, and as you can see, I have some squash growing and some green beans. The squash are putting on flowers, but I haven't seen any female flowers just yet. They look like all male flowers so far. Banana peppers are still putting on. This is one here I see that I didn't get. Over here, the lima beans are putting on, but the pods are not big enough just yet for me to harvest. Here I've planted some cabbage, and I think there are a few collards in here, and these were all purchased. I didn't start these from seed. Purchased these starts from Lowe's. I've been pulling out some of the tomatoes and the cucumbers out of these pots here that were dying back, and I'll be planting some more mustard greens in these containers. Over here are my collards, and I've had to put down some garden dust because the white butterfly and the squash bugs were eating them up, so hopefully that'll hold them back off of eating all of my veggies. Over here is my asparagus bed. It's doing pretty well. I have okra, eggplant, and peppers here. And I've been harvesting from these okra plants just about every other day, and also getting peppers too from here. Here is my herb bed. Over here I have more okra and a few peppers and eggplant in here. I don't think all of them are going to do that well, but you know, this is late in the season. But here's some more of the okra. This is a volunteer tomato plant, and I probably need to try to stake it up, but it's putting on those, it's called Midnight Snack, and these are little cherry tomatoes, but they're like a black and red color tomato. It's called Midnight Snack. It's a volunteer. Here I've cleaned out this raised bed where I had the broccoli, and then I noticed a volunteer tomato over there and a volunteer look like a cucumber plant. Over here I have my green beans. Here I had corn, and as you see, I've cleaned out that bed. Here are the field peas, and I have pulled up all of the black beans, and these beds are going to rest once I clean them out because the last day for the farmers market is September 21st. So I'm going to try to condense and use a small area for what I will be growing in the fall. Over here I have all of these tomatoes to pull out of these buckets, and as you can see, the grass is trying to take over, and I may try to get the guys that cut my grass to see if they can come in with their weed eater, but I don't want them to cut my vine where I have my loofah gourds growing. So I'm gonna have to see what I can do, but it has totally gotten out of hand. I still have sweet potatoes in the back there in those containers. All of this is going to be cleaned out. This is my Diva Jones lane, and this is where I had my squash and zucchini. And so this is what the garden is looking like. Also, I see grass along the edges here that I have to work on. It's a lot of work. Here's the black beans that I pulled up. I'm going to get all of this out and put in the trash. But the green beans are coming in very nicely. I've been harvesting from them. These are the strike bush beans. And with the herbs, of course, the more you harvest, the more they grow. And so this is my permanent bed, or my perennial bed of herbs and some roses. And so now I'm going to take you inside of the other garden and show you what I have growing over there. But I'm just going to turn around and give you a view from this side of the market garden. Over here as well, in my cut flowers, again the grass is trying to take over. So I've got a lot of work to do in taking care of all of the grass and the weeds that are trying to take over. But I do it one day at a time and a little at a time because I love gardening, and I don't let it stress me out. But I do go in and, do what I can whenever I can. And so now I'll show you what else I have growing. Okay, in this bed where I had my strawberries, they seem to have mostly died off. And so I have gone on and planted some broccoli in here. And then also there's a volunteer, look like a cantaloupe or cucumber plant in here. But I can't quite tell because it hasn't fruited anything as of yet. But I have some broccoli starts in here that I purchased. Bell peppers in containers. And I did that strategically because I'm going to overwinter a lot of my peppers. And so by growing them in containers, all I have to do is just pick them up and move them in. These are the Cayenne Peppers. Over here, I have more collard greens and peppers. Peppers there in the back. A few more collard greens in here. Still have a lot of damage from the bugs, even though the temperatures are a little cooler. So I have had to use 7 dust or garden dust, whatever I can put my hand on. But I also have some lettuce that I'm trying to grow. This is the romaine and also the red romaine lettuce. More romaine here mixed in with this basil. Romaine lettuce. Over here I have more lettuce as well. Here's another big thing of basil. And I have some butter crunch lettuce in here. And more lettuce over here amongst this bell pepper. And I have a lot of the raspberry roots. You know, they travel underground and they're trying to come up everywhere. So once I get a chance, once it gets cool, I'm going to dig a lot of those up. Here are more peppers that are in containers. Have a few of these tomatoes that I'll probably just trim it back and see if it'll do anything, and still grow stuff below it, like some more leafy greens, maybe some turnips or some mustards below it, just in case any of these little flowers here decide to put on any additional fruit. But as you can see, I have a lot of this kind of stuff to just get rid of that have died back. And more peppers over here. Lots of grass and weeds over here that I need to take care of. But I just wanted to show you that I do have some things growing for the fall. I started some seeds for turnips and mustard greens that I'll just need to transplant here into this garden, and then that way I'll be able to maintain this one and the other one, and then give the market garden a rest over winter. Here I have some sugar snap peas, and I want to plant a few more of those because I really love sugar snap peas. Over here I have some collards in this bucket here, and this is a surprise mustard green plant here. I didn't put that there, but as you can see, it's growing nicely. And this is another herb bed that is grown out of control that needs to be cut back. I've got blackberry bushes that are taking over, also that needs to just be cut back. So as you can see, September, the month of September for me in the garden is a busy month. It's a lot of work that needs to be done. Things are not as attractive as in spring or how it was in early summer, but nonetheless, it's all a part of gardening. I want to thank you all so much for joining me today, and hope that you all have a wonderful, safe, and blessed day. And don't forget, if you like this video, just go on and hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to my channel. I would really be pleased if you were to do so. Thank you so much. God bless. Bye-bye.